great talk and exciting conversations.
Many times.
It is boiling. Oh, just to get out of my car and walk into the station, I'm literally melting, and then I have to rebuild again if I get into once I get back into the AC. How are you people? How's it going? How's your week been? It's been a busy week for me. Been doing recordings of Listed Legation. Yes, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I hope you are listening. I hope you tune into it. It's on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Okay? Listed Legation with me, Ireti Bakare-Yusuf, Cecile Gay of Lagos, naturally. Who else would it be? And I'm in conversation usually with a personality, a Lagosian, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are indigents. The profile of Listed Legation, some people do actually ask me, is indigents, residents, or lovers. So, Araiko, Omoeko, okay, Atento Nifeiko, right? And lovers being, could be somebody that's not even Nigeria, but that has a relationship with Lagos. And there are many, many, many of those. So please do tune in, because nobody ever promotes my show, Listed Legation. I should promote it myself on this station, because it is part of the bouquet of the station. Listed Legation with me, Cecile Gay, Lagos, aka Ireti Bakare-Yusuf. Anyway, so here's the thing. Confusion. Oh, I wish I could sing that fella's song. Confusion, break your bone, or something like that. I think it is. If you know what it is, please message me on 0201 2770993, 0201 46571 9008 597 5805 is the WhatsApp number, and we are streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Okay, my co-pilots today, my co-driver is Kem, right? Because Zay is on a well-deserved annual leave. Okay, so Kem and I are going to be here, and we're going to keep you occupied. I was thinking, so I wasn't sure what topic to actually do today, so I might leave it more or less like an open house, or what is it, open mic, for you to call in and share your thoughts, whatever you want to discuss this week, whatever thoughts has captured, whatever news story has captured your mind that you wish to muse about. Notice I said muse, to muse about, okay? But here's the thing, two things for me. Sharif's show, I was listening to in the car. Yes, I do listen, but I didn't get a chance to call in. I was going to call in. He was covering for Joyce, and his topic was about the monarch. So, regents, monarch, those small ones, they're not necessarily, because we call them Oba in Yoruba. I remember Sharif was saying, he doesn't even want to call him king. No, he's not a king. He's a monarch or a regent or something like that. That's really the best you can call them. That terrible monarch who behaved really badly to the man in his 70s, who, by the way, if you looked at that, if you saw the video, that man looked really good for 70, I must say, given, the state of the country and everything. Anyway, I'd like to contribute to that. Like I said, I wasn't able to call in, and I thought Sharif did a brilliant job. I was really engaged, and then I had to get out of my car, and I missed the rest of the show. Here's the thing. You see, when people like that behave badly, they actually should be dethroned. That's the first one. I'm glad he's in prison. You've probably all gotten the updates that he's held in detention because he couldn't raise his bail. Quite rightly so. I'm glad nobody came to actually pay his bill or stand surety for him. When people like that behave badly, there's a point where the people of the town, I'm glad the actual primary, or I've forgotten what we call them now, the actual king, in which that small monarchy comes under. I'm glad they took the correct steps. But here's what I'm going to say. When leaders, be it community or national leaders, behave badly, we've discussed it on this show before, they actually should be dethroned, recalled, sacked, if you like. And in the old days in Yoruba land, and I'm sure this possibly applies to other lands, and you can call in and tell me what would happen in your land, if you like. 0201 2770993, 0201 4657190, or send me a WhatsApp on 08095975805. How would they deal with such a monarch in your culture, in your part of Nigeria? Yoruba land, the people of the town would rise up and literally dethrone that person. And I hope that's what happens. I'm also glad that the police got involved, and arrested him and everything else. Somebody called into Sheriff and said, imagine what was happening before social media. Because if not for social media, we actually wouldn't be seeing all of these things that are happening. And that's so true. A lot of these atrocities, these abuse, they were happening outside. They've been going on forever, but nobody recorded them because we didn't have video phones. And then even if you recorded them, you couldn't post them. So thank you, social media, for that. That's part of what we need. Some of the things we need to celebrate about technology and stuff. So that I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad Sharif talked about it, and I'm glad most of you were rightly outraged by what happened, what he did. And here's the other thing though. The 70-year-old victim should actually receive compensation. And this is where we need to pivot to. This is where we need to elevate to. This is where our community correction needs to come from. So this man, this horrid monarch who had done this abuse, whatever properties he has should actually be sold to compensate his victim. That's the one thing we don't do in this country. You see, if there's any lawyers out there who knows how to get to this 70-year-old victim, kindly approach him and help him to institute a civil lawsuit. There's the criminal lawsuit and there's the civil lawsuit, okay? And both can run independently. Okay, the civil lawsuit is where he will be able to sue that monarch in order to get compensation. And I'm pretty sure I said, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he will get compensation, right? Because you can't do that in any other country, right? As a private individual, 9 times out of 10, you will be sued. Both, the criminal case will take place separately and the civil case will take place separately. So I hope that happens. So that's one. The other thing that I want to talk about is when I said confusion. So this, for the last 2 days or so, the noise has been going round that National Assembly, the reps were proposing for an extra 31 states. You heard it. Yeah? You heard it on the news as well, Kemi. Well, it's not true. It is not true. It is actually infuriating when colleagues in the media actually are so lazy. The people who are responsible for passing out information, credible information, the industry that should be trusted for credible information, are the ones that are actually that are actually banding about. And I should have put this on the system so you can play it. Can you play it if we turn the radio on, and you can play it from my phone? Can you play it from my phone? Right, if we turn that mic on. I would like you to listen to this, and then I would like you to call in about it. Where are we? Okay, very quickly. Where is it? Right, here we go.
This is absolutely crazy that this is headlines across multiple newspapers. The House of Reps is not proposing creation of any new states. None, not one. The Deputy Speaker announced that they had received proposals from the public because we're doing a constitutional review, and he is also head of the Constitutional Review Committee. His committee has received constitutional review proposals for different topics, for different spaces in the Constitution. But included in that, they had also received 31 proposals for creations of new states. He also said, as he was saying this, that some of them do not even meet the requirements in the Constitution, and that people can resubmit their proposals until the 5th of March 2025. He just announced, we have received these 31 proposals from the public. They didn't propose anything.
They didn't propose anything. Can you believe that? Yet every headline, pretty much every newspaper, every press carried it that they were proposing 31 new states. Why do I trust that? I got that this morning. That's Adesua Giwa-Osage, by the way. She's a journalist. She's the National Assembly correspondent. She's there every day for Arise TV, and she sent me this, and she said, Auntie, this is not what's happening. This is the truth. How is it possible that all our media houses got it so wrong? Pretty much all. So wrong. Even the media house that she worked for, they got carried away. If you watched it, they were yakking on about 31 states. That's not what happened. They were proposed by members of the public. This is why it is important to read and do your research and examine what you're reading. Interrogate what is put in front of you, and don't just regurgitate as if it's the latest rice in town. Yeah, that's the confusion that I was talking about. I wish I knew. Confusion break your bone, or whatever it was that however it was that fella sang it. I'm going to put this on the system. Kemi will put it on the system, and we'll play it intermittently. It is important for us to know that, so people stop having a heart attack, a hernia, high blood pressure, thinking, oh my word, we're going from 36 plus FCT states plus, and then we're going to add another 31. Shege Banza. I said, you see what will damage this country, as well as all the other things that's happening, is fake news. Deliberate fake news. Misinformation and disinformation is dangerous to us all. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about disinformation and misinformation. I've got 4 minutes before I go to the break. That really bothered me. It bothered me a great deal. And the other story that bothered me was, I'll send it to you, right? You'll be able to put it on the system whilst we're on break, right? Or you send it to them to put on the system. Yeah, the other news that bothered me was to do with what's it called? Was to do with the one that the case of the hideous, horrid monarch that Sheriff talked about. Now the other one that's going is hell, as somebody called it, not me. Somebody said hell, Rufai versus Ribadu. How do you see it? Let's talk. Hello. You gotta call back. Hello, let's talk. Hello, I can't hear you.
Sisioke, good afternoon. This is Kenny. How are you?
I'm fine, Kenny. How are you?
Yeah. Now, Sisioke, I'm taking what House of Reps or National Assembly is saying with a scoop of salt.
Why?
I'm thinking they're trying to save face.
No, she's not working for them. She doesn't work for them. She's an independent. She's a journalist. She's just a National Assembly, the National Assembly correspondent. She is a journalist, and she felt obliged to actually come out and correct the fake news that's been out there for the last 2 days. Yes. It's her job to actually report from what's happening. So she sometimes has to sit in these meetings and committee stuff, etc., etc. That's what she does.
So why would the journalists sensationalize the information that way? Across all tabloids is not right now.
I know.
They need to take care and they need to correct.
They need to do better. Yes, they do. They need to do better. I agree with you, Kenny. It was shocking. It was shocking.
I'm shocked. I was so shocked that I was speechless. I didn't have anything to say. I was like, no, I can't even talk about this.
Yeah.
Even some of the names were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of them were ridiculous.
The list I saw, somebody put the list I saw had Ekiti inside Southeast. I'm like, what is this nonsense?
No, actually, it's a titi.
Yes.
Titi is the way they pronounce it, but if it's a really sound Igbo person, they'll call it a titi. It's a titi, really. It just means in the middle. There's a place called OK Titi.
Oh, I see.
But I'm not saying it's OK Titi that they're referring to.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
They just say Titi, yeah. I wanted to give an open mic, but I guess I'll come back. Let other people react.
Yes, because Kenny, I love you. Thank you for your kindness. You're open-minded and kind. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
It's you good.
Good afternoon.
It's always interesting to hear you.
It's always interesting to speak to you.
Well done. You're doing a very good job. Emeka is my name from Satellite Town.
Go ahead, Emeka.
I want to thank you so much for setting the record straight with this creation of states, because like you rightly pointed out, this idea of misinformation and disinformation, especially the latter, is a veritable instrument of war. Disinformation. And if information is not properly managed, it could throw an entire country into crisis. Hence, it is very important for us to have what we call responsible journalism. It's quite unfortunate that the fourth estate in the realm, or most recently, is not checking itself.
Unfortunately, we have 40 seconds.
There's a lot of information out there, unverifiable facts. And this is the organization that is saddled with that responsibility of informing the people accurately. So when I heard about this creation of states, the whole hula palo since yesterday, I was like, is this really what we need at this point?
Abi?
The states will have, most of them are not even viable enough. They can't even stand without federal allocation. And we're talking about creating more states rather than having a discourse.
Unfortunately, we're going to get cut off by the system.
Yes, how to hold the governors more accountable.
Yes.
In form of probity and accountability by removing that immunity
More
clause.
conversation, more talk, more right after this. It's 2025. The biggest conversation are happening on Hot Facts. He's shaping Nigeria's future.
And put my mood for that whenever people are clapping, he's praising fingers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable
But
thing
they
in
need to
your
have it on the
case.
system.
And you
Because even we recorded.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hot Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
$6 wahala. Now wow, everything just dey expensive. Not true. But make we look am well, my brother. See, your shoe na from Italy, your shirt na from Turkey, your phone na from China, your car na from Japan. In fact, everything wey dey your body so na import to the importer. Abeg, how that one take consign dollar? If price of dollar go come down, e get many things wey we suppose do. Like wetin? Number one, we suppose dey export pass how we dey import. Number two, we suppose dey buy more made in Nigeria products. Number three, make we support local business. And number four, if you want send dollar and other foreign currency enter Nigeria, make we dey use international money transfer agents. What you dey talk dey make sense too. Oh, country people, make we join hand, reduce the pressure on our naira, grow our export market, and increase forex inflow. Now our hand e dey o. This message now from Bankers Committee.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
The model of Danfo was genuinely interested in local government forms who have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And the dumping my mood for that whenever people are clapping, he's praising singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform. If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Danfo Conversations with Ireti Bakare.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. Let's talk. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Cecilia.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, Boyeson calling from Afromedia.
Okay, go ahead, Boyeson.
Thank you. You see, in as much as you clarified, you made us understand that the National Assembly did not, do I say you are holding brief for them? I don't know. Okay, let's assume it's not true. They didn't propose for the bill, for the creation of 31 states. Okay, so it is clear now. Thank you for that, for the clarification.
Okay.
But then what about the other small assembly that is holding brief for the president? That they are saying the president is doing so well. His policies are now yielding fruits. Mm-hmm. How do we juxtapose this, my dear sister?
Well, I can't juxtapose it with this because this is separate to that. If you want to talk about that, talk about that. You can't. Because you can't say you want to juxtapose fake news with something that somebody... The point is they are not proposing 31 states.
I agree with you.
So talk to me about the other ones that you're talking about.
To me, Boyeson from Afromedia, I still see it as fake news. That is fake news. That's where I'm coming from.
You see it as what? Sorry, your line's breaking up.
I said that one too. That very one too.
Which very one? You see
the one that are giving credit to the president.
No, who are they? You are Boyeson. If you're from media, you have to be able to be clear with your communication. Who are you talking about? Please. If we're gonna have a conversation, I need to understand you.
Okay, what I'm saying is this, that you've made it clear. It is clear now that the assembly, they did not pass that bill or they didn't propose that bill. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, in other words, It's a fake news. Yes. So same goes to the other assemblymen who were saying the policies of the good administration is yielding good fruits. That's the result. And I say, is that not fake news, my sister? That's my question.
Okay, so you're saying that those who are praising Tinubu's administration, that too is fake news. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
that's your opinion. I hear you. I'm not here to...
That's my humble opinion.
Mic. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, you got to call back. Hello?
It's Cecile.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. Rapuchuku is my name.
Rapuchuku, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Go ahead.
Thank God.
That's good.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for the information you released. Because when I hear the news, I was surprised, and I say, okay, let's see how it goes. But now you've cleared it. But at the same time, I still wonder, how did these people, from which source this information came out, this fake news? Because we are too big for that. Giving information, fake news, something that is fake, is to the public. I mean, it's unfair, and it's high time they stop all this. Then for the terrible monarch, I mean, I said it earlier when I heard the news that the man needs sanction, the monarch, and the other man that he embarrassed, intimidated, he needs compensation. He needs to be compensated because this is embarrassment to the highest level, and being an old man, for that matter, he embarrassed him publicly. So you need, but for other things like maybe the law is with, they've arrested him, and I think they will deal with him very well. I mean, if in my community, I have not noticed such incident in my community, otherwise I would have known how they deal with it. But just like a collapsed building, I think the government have to come in and take over.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Maybe like the monarch now, they don't need to maintain his position again.
Yeah.
And they need to remove him from that seat.
Thank you. Thank you, Rapachuku.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Sister.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, you are Bayo on the line.
Go ahead, Bayo. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me take it from where Rapuchuku stopped.
Go ahead.
I watched that that video on social media. It's quite disheartening to see that we have people like that personality in the position of authority. Because you were talking about Anova. That means, he has rules over his jurisdiction. So it's just quite, disheartening. It just.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bayo. Your line cut off. Call us back. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You need to turn your radio off, please. Hello.
Sorry, I was on a train of thought before the advert, the commercial. Let me wrap up.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you see, as I was saying, that question of state is not really what we need now, but trying to hold the existing ones, making them more viable, and making the governors more accountable to the people.
But that's the point. They're not proposing it.
For me, I think the greatest undoing we have in this country is granting immunity to governors. That has also given rise to impunity. Imagine the case of Kogi governor, had fact yesterday, who has allocated almost 5 billion naira for reservation of state house within 2 years. 15 point something million for furniture. And like one caller asked this morning, are there bed bugs in the current furniture? Does he have bed bugs in current furniture and wants to buy new ones? And as for the irresponsible monarch, or traditional ruler, what we should ask ourselves, what manner of people do we confer chieftaincy title on? Who are those people that were appointed to such traditional positions of authority?
Unfortunately, a lot of them are inherited, so they're lineage. They're lineage, so it's not like we vote them in.
Yeah, the deficit in values.
They are deficit, yes.
When you are occupying such traditional stools, you understand the import of that stool. It's not about you. It's about the institution itself. So we want to give thanks to social media. Unfortunately, social media is a combination of both good, bad,
and bad. Yeah, the good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Let us hope that we make use of the good part of it.
Yes.
That we build a better society and stop disseminating false or fake information, like the case of Rwanda and plunging the country into crisis.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Sir.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
My name is Emeka, Nigeria. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Okay.
Well, I remember years ago, a similar thing happened. One day, Akure, one Obaso in Akure, that I think he assaulted his wife or something like that.
Yes, yes.
He was dethroned.
Yes, so he was. Yes, thank you for that. Yes, he was.
He was dethroned. So if some of all these things are not reprimanded, then we're heading for doom. Secondly, I think this scholar talk about immunity. You know, I think this constitutional review, I think we should take it seriously, so that we can remove this immunity clause on even the president. Zuma went to jail. I think some of them.
He was charged anyway. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because if we don't take some of all these things, you know, we just keep. You saw somebody who cut away with several billions of dollars and walking away, and you can't do anything because of immunity.
Brethren, thank you.
To look into it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. You know, it's important what he says, because remember, the constitutional reform that's going on, every Nigerian, it's a public, we are invited to contribute to it. That's why you had all those proposals from the public. Okay? So, in fact, any one of us can also send in a proposal to say, you know, maybe some of you get together in your community and say, this is part of what we will want in the reform. You know, because it just goes to show they're reading. If they weren't reading, that fake news about creating 31 new states would not have gone viral. They're reading. So let's give them something to work on. Let's talk. Okay, right. Yeah, you have to call back. Sorry, you got cut off. Let me play it for you again.
This is absolutely crazy that this is headlines across multiple newspapers. The House of Reps is not proposing creation of any new states. None, not one. The Deputy Speaker announced that they had received proposals from the public because we're doing a constitutional review, and he is also head of the Constitutional Review Committee. His committee has received constitutional review proposals for different topics, for different spaces in the Constitution. But included in that, they had also received 31 proposals for creations of new states. He also said, as he was saying this, that some of them do not even meet the requirements in the Constitution, and that people can resubmit their proposals until the 5th of March 2025. He just announced, we have received these 31 proposals from the public. They didn't propose anything.
They didn't propose anything. Proposal from the public. They did not propose anything. The House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the 99 Constitution did not propose the creation of 31 additional states in Nigeria. I'm telling you, man. I love Danfo conversations because we go jiggy jiggy to a place today where we are correcting fake news. Let's talk. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
To the assemblies and the proposal or non-proposal of new states. But we're supposed to have a report, yearly report on what they have done. Not just a matter of gathering and carrying allowances. So every year, we're supposed to say, this is what they have done.
Okay, may I correct you? May I correct you, please? The review is just starting. They have not done anything. It is in review. That means that.
I'm not talking about the review. Now, what I'm saying now that What is their...
Oh, what happened to your line? Hello? Hello? Oh dear. You got cut off and so did the other lines. It is under review. Under review, people. Good afternoon.
My name is Robert.
Your name is Robert. Go ahead, Robert.
I think it is crazy for anybody to propose state creation.
Happy now?
It is crazy now.
It's insane.
The economy is bad as we speak.
The ones that we get, how many of them are actually doing anything, Seth?
Even if you look at it, look at small Kogi now. What are they generating? Look at what one person is embezzling at the expense of other people that are suffering.
Yeah.
It's not about the creation of states. We should be concerned about the welfare, how the people, how do they enjoy? What is their benefit? What comes to the state every month? What is their benefit? Somebody will just be telling you he's building roads,
building roads,
and people are suffering. So, that is the problem of Nigeria. Okay, look at this year budget now, 49.7 trillion. That was increased recently. If you look, this senators.
But you know what's here? But you know what's interesting, Robert? It was members of the public that actually sent in those proposals for extra 31 states. It wasn't the senators.
Those people that are proposing to the senator to put forward to the government to create more states are also crazy. I look at it. It is true now.
It's true. You're right. I agree. I understand.
Ratio? What is the GDP ratio?
Under what? Exactly. Under what? Under as in.
I read yesterday by IMF, they say it's less than 800 naira to per person a day.
Yeah.
I mean, look. This Nigeria, we have problem, honestly.
Too much problem. Thank you very much. So some of the states that I saw, the list I saw, it's insane. North Central, number 1. These are some of the extra states that were suggested. Benue Ala State from the present Benue State. Oku State from the present Kogi State. Okura State from the present Kogi State. Confluence. Which one is confluating? Let's talk. Hello. Good afternoon. Oh dear. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, the line went off.
Yes, it did. Go ahead, ma'am.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that is the police that is even correcting the traditional ruler. They don't know their rights. They don't know what they're supposed to do to implement justice and development from the grassroots that they are ruling. So the House of Assembly has to have a gazette or a booklet given to them to know their rights.
Yeah.
And they must have yearly assessment of what they have done, or else they could be removed from the office. Because at present, they are only just doing ceremonial.
Okay, so you're talking about the traditional rulers. Okay, I get you.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
They only just been there for ceremonial purposes. No single development.
No.
Other than to be marrying, carrying women here and there. Giving birth to children without training them in the right manner. They also the father of the fatherless, the mother of the motherless.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But they are not doing anything right, but rather they are adding more problem to Nigeria problem.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, madam.
Quite too much problem, but this Danfo is going to be breaking down fake news today. Hello. Hello.
Hello, to again.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Oboli. How are you?
We will be rid of problems in Nigeria.
Well, small. Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the mistrust between the citizens and the land?
I can.
If I am to scatter. Because, whether they are proposing it or whether it was a fake news, or everybody is hitting out because even the 36 states we have not seen anything tangible.
How many of them can feed themselves without going to Abuja with a begging bowl in hand? Can you imagine?
I was asking myself, Nigeria get problem.
Quite too much problem.
So the only thing is, before we verify news now,
we will be shouting first because we don't even want to hear of it.
Yeah.
Don't even bring it close.
Don't bring it close. Thank you.
Aluta Nigeria.
Aluta, too much problem. Continue. Look, we laugh about it, but it's important. It's really, really important. I mean, the list that was going round threw me like Northeast, Amana State, Kilonja. What is Amana State from the present Adamawa State? I'm sure somebody was having a laugh. Like literally, I suspect those people who sent in the proposals were actually doing it to have a laugh as an extra April Fools, because some of these lists do not make sense at all. And I think, unfortunately, I have a message here from Godwin Onyeka from Ikotu. Godwin says, good afternoon, Cecilio. Can we say that the traditional media doesn't verify their news before they broadcast it? This is because even in Nigeria Info this morning, we had 31 new states to be created. Even the names were mentioned. Let's talk. Hello.
Hello.
You need to turn off your radio, please.
Hello. Good afternoon. Okay.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma?
This is Joyce from Eva.
Go ahead, Joyce.
How are you today?
I am doing spankling well. Thank you.
Oh, thank God for life today.
I hope you are too.
What I want to discuss is about these traditional rulers.
Mm-hmm.
When I was small, it's hard you see traditional rulers outside.
Yeah, that's true.
They are always in their palace.
Yeah.
When you have cases, you go to them, they will settle that case. And they would be there with their chiefs that are helping them to settle disputes. For a traditional ruler to talk to his, asking chief to kneel down in the public, laying curses upon that person. I cried though. I'm telling you, when my daughter brought that in, she was showing it to me. I cried. I said, no more moral value in this country. Everything has changed.
Everything's scattered.
Who has put us in this mess we are?
Should I try to answer that to you? I keep saying, whenever people say who cursed us, I said the people we sold off to slavery. That's just my own theory. I don't know.
So does it mean that we don't have culture again? Are we killing our culture? Who has put us in this mess?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. Who put us in this mess? Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Ireti Bakare.
Good afternoon, Ireti Bakare-Yusuf. Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, okay. Yes.
What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Obonyino Peter from Shongotedu.
Okay, Peter, go ahead.
Thank you for that clarity that you just made, because the news all about was that the National Assembly is proposing the 31 states.
Yes, sir.
Inclusive of my state.
Yeah.
Former Benue.
What's your state?
Former Benue. That's what I'm telling you. If you look at it, let us see if they create it. We're coming out from Benue State of old, which has Benue, Allah, and Upper State. Because I know that in Benue State, the Domas have been clamoring for Upper State for a long time.
Even in Open State, the Jabus have been clamoring for a state, and I'm like, what kind of nonsense is
But I thank you for that clarity. This is what I would have proposed. From what you have gotten from your colleague or from your media friend that is representing their station in the National Assembly, I wish we could be transcended out to the public media so that we'll correct this notion. I want to make this I want to make this request, possibly. Since there's a constitutional review to amend the constitution, and I just had somebody talk about expunging immunity for the president, I want to suggest this president being pensionable, it should be removed out of the constitution. These are the things that runs the country down. Because if you look at the federal civil service structure or sector, it puts a mandate of 10 years before you can be pensionable. And you have our political leaders. They might spend 4 years, maximum 8 years, but it is not obtainable to that 10 years. So I wish this also be considered. These are the things that bring about capital expenditure that will run the country down. Imagine the numbers of presidents.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Cecilio.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. So many things to be considered. Certainly 31 states, extra states, is not one of them. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, our ambassador, Ministry of Igala, one.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you. This is Godwin calling from Lafware.
Go ahead, Godwin.
Yes. Thank you for the discussion. For the monarch misbehavior, I take it from that angle. The monarch today, the politicians, they are politicized the traditional setting we all grew up to meet. And because the politicians, they have given that type of food Eve gave to Adam, whereby today in this world, the world is no more what God has made to. That is what the politician has given to the monarchs and the Nigeria system, whereby things fall apart, the center is no more holding.
Okay.
Our politicians in other continents, they are there for good of the people, but opposite is our own. Our own are to steal, corruption, and whatever negative you can think of. So the monarch is exemplary product of what our politicians have turned the country to.
Thank you very much.
Now, when we talk of the other one,
I need you to wrap up, sir.
The creation of 32 states.
Yeah, 31.
31 states. In as much, I believe and trust our iniquity and the ambassador.
I need you to wrap up. Yeah. Okay.
These people, the current government in power, when they say good morning, your phone, the time on your phone is not enough for you to confirm the accuracy of that time to know whether it is morning, afternoon. You have to look for another phone, not a China phone, but a different brand to be able to be sure that what they are saying it is true. How am I sure tomorrow what we are saying fake tomorrow today will not come to be? We have had occasion when they say no, they did not talk
the
of
line is going to cut you off,
tariff for NEPA. They did not talk of tariff for this fuel. But after some few weeks to come, you will see the thing coming to reality.
Thank you.
I have no single trust in this, but I will go by your own, which you say it is a fake news.
Thank you.
I want to draw my curtain for this for a while.
Thank you.
Later, before I bring my open
I've let you speak for over 3 minutes, sir. I've got to let you go now. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I was in pain and laughter. I had tears coming out. But, it's true. I mean, we've got to consider that. The fact that there's a high quotient of distrust and mistrust in this country between the people and the government. And he's right. Indeed, when they say good morning, you have to check your phone to ensure whether it's actually good morning or actually it's more evening. So I totally get it. I do. And I promise you, if I did not have that correction from a trusted source, I would not be bringing it out here. That's the fact. A trusted source. And in journalism, it is about trust. I'll be right back after this break.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
In a world where words hold power, where only the sharpest minds survive, one stage will decide it all. On February 17th, 2025, the battle of intellects begins. The I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament returns, where the best young debaters go head-to-head, armed with nothing but facts, logic, and the will to win. Who will stand their ground? Who will outthink, out-argue, and outshine the competition? IBTD Debates Competition Studio reopens February 17th at 4 p.m. Tune in, witness the debates, watch history unfold. I Beg to Differ is proudly supported by Obiwizi. Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College, Lagos. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Have a way of of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes. Even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Danfo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And he don't put my mood for that. Whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
And he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform. If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers. Hold the powerful accountable and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Danfo Conversations.
Danfo Conversation
with Ireti Bakare.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. Jiggy jaga, jiggy jaga, jiggy. I have a couple of messages here that I must read out. Statesman from Ile-Ife. Good day, Cecil. I don't trust these senators, especially that's this. That's their Senate president. This is how they changed our national anthem within 2 weeks without any input from the citizens. They can do anything and still get away with it or go away. Yes, but that's not the same thing here. This is the point. It was actually members of the public that actually wrote it. Down for conversation. Cecil Gay, good afternoon. I was enraged when I saw the list. Don't mind them. They only tested the water to see reactions. All the media broke the news and mentioned the name. On the other, our politicians have corrupted the system. Many of them are not even right people to be in that position. Let him, like Deji of Akure, be dethroned. That's from Ayo. Thank you, Ayo. What have I got here? I have here, good afternoon, Sisi. Okay, this is Olatunde from Meron. Fake news starts from the people in government. Either we like it or not. True. I'm sure you remember how the people raised the issue of the president buying a new private jet. The government denied it, but at the end of the day, they bought the new jet. Government should stop fake news first, and the people will do the needful. Thank you, ma. I think what it was is the jet that our president bought is not brand new. It's actually Tokumbo. That's I can say it. It's even more ridiculous that it's Tokumbo, but hey, let's just go on. Oh, this Danfo will not get me in trouble. Looking at
information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm listening.
It's 2 o'clock. This is where Nigerians come first for the best of talk.
My wife beats me like she beat, I don't know, maybe an animal.
A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving back, are in fact being forced to give back. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is where Nigerians come first for the best of talk.
My wife beats me like she beat, I don't know, maybe an animal.
A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving back, are in fact being forced to give back. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, the Education Ministry is setting the record straight. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa didn't mandate a 12-year basic education system. He only proposed it. Meanwhile, the federal government is reassuring organized labor that President Tinubu is fully committed to keeping industrial peace and harmony. But tensions are rising as the Trade Union Congress threatens to down tools if the government doesn't reverse the 50% hike in telecom tariffs. In Lagos, the state government has started phasing out plastic food packs, pushing caterers to switch to paper-based alternatives. And still in Lagos, 4 new intelligent transport system sites are now in place to help ease traffic and improve road safety. On the national scene, lawmakers are considering a big change. The House of Representatives is proposing 31 new states, which will bring Nigeria's total to 67. Meanwhile, over at the Senate, an investigation is underway following claims from Niger Republic's head of state that Nigeria is working with France to destabilize his country. Tech expert and Andela co-founder Iniolua Aboyeji believes Nigeria can tap into the global AI boom to create top-tier solutions and jobs. He shared his thoughts on Nigeria Info. President Tinubu has sent his heartfelt condolences to families mourning the tragic fire outbreak in Kaura, Namoda, Zamfara State. In response, Zamfara State Governor Daud Lawal says the state government will investigate what led to the fire that claimed 17 lives. In Anambra, a grim discovery. The decomposing body of State Assembly member Justice Azuka has been found on the Second Niger Bridge. And if you import or export goods, be prepared to pay more. The Nigeria Ports Authority is raising charges by 15% to boost competitiveness and upgrade infrastructure. And on the international front, the World Food Programme is urging an end to the crisis in Sudan as millions of displaced people struggle with hunger and lack of clean water. Those are the headlines. This is Danfo Conversations with Ireti Bakare-Yusuf on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Danfo Conversations, with Ireti Bakare.
We report, you decide. Topical conversations that matter to you.
There are people for personal, religious, whatever reasons who do not want to take a vaccine. And I think they have the rights.
They cannot go to us to stop insecurity. It's to force people to take vaccine. Let them come and kill me. I can never take it.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is where Nigerians come first for the best of talk.
My wife beats me like she beat, I don't know, maybe an animal.
A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving back, and in fact being forced to give back. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. We're going to jiggy jaga. Right. So, I have messages here from, who is it from? From Ebilade Ambo from Badagry. Looking at a king's mouth, one would think he never sucked at his mother's breasts. That's page 21 of Things Fall Apart by Chinua. The late, great Chinua Achebe. What makes a monarch think that he is better or greater than his fellow man, since we all sucked our mother's breasts, whether by traditional or civil laws? I think the process of removing people like that unruly monarch from their throne is irrelevant because they are not supposed to be monarchs of any kind to begin with. Well, it is relevant because if we find out that it's, especially when they behave like this, we should remove them. The process is important, even though if we don't agree that they should have been there in the first place, you know what I mean. But thank you for that. What have I got here? Good afternoon, Cecile Radio Goddess. Oh, Goddess. Okay, International Ambassador for Peace and Justice. Thank you. I like that. International Ambassador for Peace and Justice, because there is no justice without peace and there is no peace without justice, indeed. Anyway, on the issue of creating more, there are more issues to be reviewed in our constitution, especially who should be Minister of Petroleum and INEC Chairman, immunity for government official or presidency. On the other, we need to scrap some small villages of obas. Money and politics have jeopardized the process of selections. Thank you very much, Yomi. Thank you. God bless you. I'm still picking up your call. 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. I am reading WhatsApp messages from 0809 597 5805. Good afternoon, Cecile. I wept when I saw the viral video of that said Yoruba Oba humiliating the old man. I am a Yoruba man from Ogun State, and seeing such an uncultured behavior from one that is supposed to keep our cherished culture of disrespect is a shame. As Aziwaju from Owode, or you meant to say Ashiwaju from Owode. Thank you very much for that. It is true. It is true. Those we place the burden, the responsibility of good behavior, cultural custodians, leadership onto, those really important attributes are bestowed onto, have no right letting us down. And when they let us down, we need to literally sack them, have them dethroned. Remember, there was a time when what's his name? The rapping, singing, dancing senator, not the one in Osun State, or the Dino Melai. When the people of his state called him back, there was a recall. You can call these people back. Yes, there was a recall. I don't know what happened, but I do know that there was a recall at that time. Well, it's not I don't know. I don't remember what happened. So we have to actually do that. And of course, this Danfo is still going to that place where we are talking about this, and I'm going to play for you again now.
This is absolutely crazy that this is headlines across multiple newspapers. The House of Reps is not proposing creation of any new states. None, not one. The Deputy Speaker announced that they had received proposals from the public because we're doing a constitutional review, and he is also head of the Constitutional Review Committee. His committee has received constitutional review proposals for different topics, for different spaces in the Constitution. But included in that, they had also received 31 proposals for creations of new states. He also said, as he was saying this, that some of them do not even meet the requirements in the Constitution, and that people can resubmit their proposals until the 5th of March 2025. He just announced, we have received these 31 proposals from the public. They didn't propose anything.
They didn't propose anything. They received 31 proposals from members of the public. They received proposals for 31 new states from members of the public. Right? That's what it was. And he was even saying some of them did not meet the constitutional requirements to be states in the first place. Right? So not that they are creating or that they are proposing 31 new states. It is important. There is a difference. A big difference. A very, very big difference. All right, so let's get that corrected. That is, by the way, I must say, because I have to give credit to whom the person that did the work. That's Adeswagiwa Osage. Her name is Adeswagiwa Osage. She's on Instagram. I think it's on Twitter as Adeswaji. And I'll be posting this on my Twitter, by the way. Adeswaji. And she's based at the National Assembly. Okay. And that's why she was able to actually correct that notion, that fake news that, of course, we're all angry about. That, who could blame people. But incidentally, it wasn't when she said every media house, she works for Arise, right? She's the NAS correspondent, and even Arise actually reported the same thing. 31 new states. They were discussing it this morning, or was it yesterday? So yeah, everybody fell for the fake news. Everybody. Every single person, pretty much every person in Nigeria, every media house, The Guardian, New Telegraph, you name it. It was everywhere. It's a shame. Let's talk. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from, ma?
This is Market Woman.
Market Woman, how are you?
I'm fine, my sister. See, who is submitting those bills? Who?
I don't know who they are. Any one of us can do that. No. Hold on. Market Woman, hold on. You asked me a question.
Thank you.
It's a public right now. The public are allowed to actually make proposals because there's a review of the Constitution going on, right? So they won't give us the names of the people because what if he's your next door neighbor? You're not gonna abuse him, right? So they're not supposed to, right?
The set of people that are proposing this bill, they want to create more criminals, more 419, more Yahoo plus, because the way we are now. We don't need those kinds of things, my sister.
I trust you.
Those people that are proposing it, they have mission.
Yeah.
And it's not good for us at all.
Yeah.
It's not good. Let them face what is facing us. There is a lot of fake people everywhere. Fake things everywhere. What we consume says fake. What is in the market fake. It's not let news, so things that are killing us. So not this one. Let them not propose that kind of a bill. People are hungry. They are dying. They have mission. Because with this kind of government, people we have in power, they want to claim more people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Right. Hello. We're going to do 1 minute each person because we're almost done. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, again.
Yeah, good afternoon. Emmanuel, is that you? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we have Emmanuel speaking to you from Ekpe. On the issue of the state creation, it's good the clarification. The clarification is coming, that it wasn't the House of Rep, that proposed it, that it was from outside because I was outrageous. In Ekpe now for some time, we haven't have maybe for 4 or 5 months, these are issues our rep member, is supposed to be working on rather than saying I or me, in terms of state creation. And again, a lot of the states, are not even viable. If there are even ways to merge some states, together. Some has borrowed so much, that I don't even know how they are going to pay in the future. So those kind of issues, paying our debts, growth development, how to annex our resources, use them for the benefit of the people. Those are things, we should be, our lawmakers should be working on.
Thank you.
And then coming back to the issue of...
Very quickly, Emmanuel, I gave you 1 minute because the lines are going and we're almost done.
Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate, we have a disorientated traditional ruler in that man. And it's not only him. It's a culture that some of us are speaking of wrongly. Going forward, I would like us, to breed our children, in the next 20, 30 years, to have manner, good manner of behavior in society when they go to some, when they take up some responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Emmanuel from Nigeria.
Emmanuel, go ahead very quickly. You have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, they want to create another ways of stealing money, Abby?
No, they don't.
Okay, those people.
The people that proposed it. Yes.
Oh no, there's something that this country they're not even supposed to read it out at all. Look at 2014 national conference. They're not even saying it about this. They're talking about creating another 31 state. Are they okay at all? Okay.
Thank you very much. That was sharp, short, and quick. Sharp and quick. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from, please? Okay, Malara, please. Mommy Malara, please turn your radio off. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Okay. On a lighter note.
Yes.
I saw Lagoon State. It concerns you and I. Sorry, Omila Malogbe. Why are you laughing now? I saw it last night and I just wondered.
I was waiting for Mami Water State as well.
Abio. Okay. May God intervene.
Amen. You too, ma. Oh, hello. You need to turn off your radio, please. Good afternoon, ma. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I am Mrs. Rose Obienwa for calling from Olodi, Apapa.
Go ahead, Mrs. Rose. You have 1 minute. Go.
Thank you for the nice job you are doing, my sister.
I try. Thank you.
I want to talk on this. Is it Oba or what?
Yeah. Go on.
That very Oba. How did he come to the throne? Is that how he is now governing or ruling his subjects? He couldn't even respect old Baba, 70 years old. Is that how he's ruling his subjects? That is what I'm asking. He needs to be removed there and look for another reasonable and responsible Oba to be placed there. Please, my sister.
Thank you.
Go ahead. My time is exhausted.
Go on quickly.
Coming to that of, what are they calling it? For the correction you did, your rectification.
Yes.
I'm very, very grateful because I've been wondering, so what type of more states are we creating? The ones we have at hand, they are not functioning effectively.
Abio.
See everywhere, hunger and starvation here and there.
Thank you.
Our children, after graduating from university, no job
jobs.
opportunity. And we are creating zeros. In short, I was baffled and amazed. I said, what type of thing? Thank you for that, the correction you have given to us.
Thank you very much.
Bless you.
Mommy Rose, God will bless you too.
Continue to be doing the nice job.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Expectations can never be cut off.
Amen. Thank you. You too, ma. Thank you. Right, let me read your messages because we're almost closed. Hello, Ireti Bakare-Yusuf, aka Sisioge. We are talking about fake news and setting the record straight. I just listened to the P2 PM news on your station that the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said the 12 years education is a proposal, not as speculated in the media that FG scraps, this is a quote, JSS, SSS introduces 12 years basic education model. Which way? Fake news, Nigeria. That's Obonyilo Peter, aka Peter Bonds from Shangotedo. Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. That's a good point you make. Good afternoon, Cecile. You're saying no question of new state, but your station is reading it on just now. I remain unanimous from Lagos. Yes, unanimous. I know. It's been corrected. It is being corrected. Okay. I'll play it again for you for the last time quickly before I close.
Absolutely crazy that this is headlines across multiple newspapers. The House of Reps is not proposing creation of any new states. None, not one. The Deputy Speaker announced that they had received proposals from the public because we're doing a constitutional review, and he is also head of the Constitutional Review Committee. His committee has received constitutional review proposals for different topics, for different spaces in the constitution. But included in that, they had also received 31 proposals for creations of new states. He also said, as he was saying this, that some of them do not even meet the requirements in the constitution, and that people can resubmit their proposals until the 5th of March 2025. He just announced, we have received these 31 proposals from the public. They didn't propose anything.
You see that impregnated pause at the end, the sigh. Like as in, I'm tired. They didn't propose anything. That's the voice of Adesua Giwa Osage, journalist at Adesua G on Twitter. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that credit is due to her. It wasn't my work, wasn't anybody else's work. It's her work, okay? She's based at the National Assembly, all right? So we're about to close. All I can say is, now you people cause them. I'm not saying you, but not them you cause them, because they said the public. You people are the public. This Danfo picks up from the public and picks up members of the public. So there are some members of the public. If you are one of those people that sent in the proposal for extra states, you had better not get on this Danfo again. Otherwise, all of you will gather and throw you out. Is that not so, Kemi? Yes, now. We will gather and throw you out. Because like everybody has said, is that our concern now? The 36 that we have, what are they doing? What are we getting out of them? So you people need to correct you. And if you were paid to send that proposal to the National Assembly, you should be ashamed of yourself. They're the kind of people that will collect 500 naira to vote during election. Yes, those recharge voters. That's what I call them. RCV voters. They collect recharge cards to vote for anybody and anything. Those people, you must be the ones that are sending in the proposal, because I don't understand. Like Mommy Molara said, Lagoon State, Shori Omilafe Colony. Mami wa Lagoon ko Mami Water State ni. Anyway, join me at 4:00, where I will be in conversation with 3 guests on Borderlines. The only show that takes you beyond borders. We'll be going to the UK, where we'll be going to the US, and I have another guest who is joining us from another part of the US. Okay, we're talking Congo. Yes, Congo. We are talking we'll be talking about Congo. We'll be talking about Trump and his proposal for Palestine, for Gaza, right? And then I have Richard Sanders, who is literally a god in journalism, a god in journalism, right? Go check out his profile. He's made over 50 documentaries and films and stuff. It was an absolute pleasure to meet him in Istanbul, and to have him on the show this afternoon is fabulous. I can't pick up any more calls, unfortunately. Let me see. I've got a couple of seconds. Okay, message. Okay. How do the public get to know about it if the National Assembly didn't announce it? No more Kiniko. Oh, okay, no Kiniko without fire. I'm Sonny Spackle from Bordelon, UK. You know what I'm going to do? I'm about to close now. I'm going to speak to Adesu and see if I can get anybody to come in and talk to us about this review, right? Perhaps next Friday or the following Friday, okay? But next Friday, I'm also still trying to stay on that digital series that we had last week. Yeah, you heard it in the news. We had Inyi, and it was on our news today. What he said it on Danfo Conversations last week. So I'm hoping to have somebody else next week that's going to be talking about the Southeast, what's going on in the digital world. Until then, take care. Goodbye.
Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.